Hi, good afternoon. I'm Lance with Ultimate Canine, and this is Kilo. You've seen him in some other videos. This is my dog, and today we're going to go over something that's important. So in a few of my videos, I have how to train your dog to focus, and this video is somewhat of a prerequisite to that, and it's about hand feeding. I only hand feed my dogs. Sometimes they get fed out of a treat and train machine as well, but there is no bowl feeding. And the reason being is it just creates focus. You're the almighty to the dog. You're the giver of everything. You're the giver of food, water, all that stuff. So you get a lot of indirect focus just from that. So if your dog understands food's coming from you, and it's not like, oh, just one time a day at 9:30 a.m. every day, and then 9:30 p.m. every day, if it just happens throughout the day, then your dog is going to always think that you're special. So I have my clicker here, I have my food here, and yes, the dog does understand when I put the treat pouch on or the food pouch that he's more than likely going to get fed. And you work away from that over time. You wear a specific jacket or a training vest where you put food in, or you put the food in a Ziploc bag inside your pocket, so your pocket obviously doesn't get all full of the gross dog hands and food hands. That is the only con to this type of training. And then you can get into stuff like, are you bribing the dog? Bribing the dog is waiting the dog out to do it, which is a completely different thing that I will not have the dog do it no matter what, unless I bribe him. And if he walks away from me and he doesn't want the food right now, the food's going to go away, and so is he. We're going to do negative punishment there, which is taking something preferred away from the dog, and then I'll bring him out a little bit later when maybe he's more in drive to work at that point. Kilo has really good food drive, so he likes to work. He likes to work for food, and he's excited today. I haven't even really acknowledged him. I said his name. You saw his whole head shake because he's excited, but I have focus while I'm just making this video because he's like, food's coming. And Toph, my other Belgian Malinois, she would be drooling right now because she's like, holy cow, food's coming. She's got great food drive, and food drive is built over time. Some dogs come genetic with it, some dogs are a little flat with it. He was kind of flat with it. And then we're going to get into how food drive can actually help you and help your dog overcome fear and all these other things that are a big problem in today's society, because dogs get coddled and they're not taught to get over that. They're just trained to go deeper into it through incorrect praise and incorrect reward. So here we can go on off of the video that I had was how to train your dog to focus. He's looking at me. I can just click that and give him food right here. Just out of the blue. He's giving me eye contact. He gives, I give. So you just saw his body adjust. He's like, I'm going to be better now. And this is a type of reward called room service reward. I'm just giving the dog the food. I'm not making him chase it or use hunt drive or anything with that, which will bring up food drive. But hand feeding is the best way to get a lot of good focus out of your dog, and how to set up your dog when you're in a distracting environment that this is what's going to come if you pay attention. I'm not going to give him any commands this whole time, and he's just going to focus and adjust. And if you look, he's not looking at the food thinking the food is going to give it to him. He's looking at my face because my face is what releases the food. Now he's on a place board, which is actually just a really small archery target, and this is how he got on there by himself. I didn't tell him to get up there. He did. I didn't tell him to do any of these things. He is showing me these behaviors because he's trying to do what he thinks is right to get food. So he's a player in this game, and that builds a lot out of the dog. It makes Kilo here think that he's a player in this game, and it's important. So he bumped the food pouch there, so I'm just going to move. I don't want him to ever think he's making me feed him to a degree, because then he's going to get bossy and just start bumping this, and jumping up and hitting it. So even if I move it here, he glanced at it, but I still have face focus. He's still focusing on my eyes, because that's a good thing to him. Now, he looked at the pouch. I'm going to make him look back at my face. Good. And you can demand a little bit more, a little bit less out of it. It just depends what you're doing. So hand feeding is setting all of this up. It's setting everything up here for me to train this dog to want to work with me instead of to boss me around and work against me. When you hand feed your dog and you have good rules and boundaries in place that the dog can't steal from you or take things from you, he has to wait and show the correct behavior and he will get rewarded eventually. You're creating hope there. The dog will just be engaged with you, and that's what is going to make the dog want to work for you really hard. Good. So he's getting cued by my hand moving towards the pouch, so he stares at the pouch and waits for all that. So you can just work all the way past all that as time goes. It's just how good do you want it to be? But you cannot get this through bowl feeding. And with hand feeding, what I've seen is it stops a lot of food aggression. Because the dog at that point is like, you give me the food, I'm not going to fight you for it because I'm just going to try to work and do what I think you want me to do to get fed. It doesn't lead to, hey, I have this bowl in front of me now, I can protect it and I must stand over it and watch it. It creates engagement. A lot of good engagement. Good boy. And I want engagement from my dogs because then they want to learn and they want to learn from me, and it makes it a very positive thing for the dog and everybody involved. And it's fun training when your dog is engaged and wants to learn and do these things from you. It's a good time. So we're going to make another video. We're just going to keep working on this focus thing so you guys can get a better feel for it. But hand feeding in my experience is the best way to create amazing engagement from your dog. And I don't really recommend people get away from it because people are like, when can I stop doing that? Because my hand is all slimy right now and kind of gross. It's just a trade-off. Do you want a great relationship, great engagement from your dog? Or do you want to make your dog do it because you told them to? Thanks for watching.